Hi, hello, and welcome to today's Insights. This is Jazini Insights, where we talk about political happenings in Nigeria and Africa, or even other parts of the world. But in this season, I'm going to be focusing on Nigeria because of the election season, and it's our desire to 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 monitor the events until we get the to the end of it all. Thank you today. My name is Humble. I will be talking about PDP, APC deflections, talks, and issues happening within the two parties that I might still be seen as the same party. Now, in recent times, Governor Wike and Atiku have been in this rubble of superiority, and because of interests that have not been actualized, there have been this effort to settle their internal squabbles as the campaigns kick off, as the election season is heated daily. Now, a lot of people have criticized why they went abroad. Peter Obi was abroad in London, Tinubu of the APC, Wike, even former President Obasanjo, and a lot of people had the opinion that whatever it is they are discussing, they should have been able to do that in the country because Nigerians are the ones that are directly involved. But I don't think that should be an issue because for me, whichever location you want to choose as meeting points to be able to settle your differences or lobby for support and what have you, it's your choice. So anyway, people are, are entitled to their own opinions because Nigerians will say we will get into their matters because it's our case. It's our matter that they are discussing about, and we're not going to allow them do as they like. We will criticize them. For me, whatever they do, the number one interest is that Nigeria sees to life a competent leadership and one that will change our fate in the near tomorrow. Now, looking at the happenings, they are going abroad. Some of the reasons might be to run away from the media. You know, these days you cannot do anything without, especially when you are the political class or a controversial fellow, without the media following you up and down. They want to do all their hard talks. You know, in politics, they say there is no permanent friend, there is no permanent enemy. Is a time when they shift grounds, is a time when they make decisions, is a time when they bear their minds to their counterparts to be able to get what they want. For me, the main thing is to make sure that Nigerians make the right decision. Whatever it is they are doing is none of our business, is none of our concerns. Now, article was in Kano to receive people who are deflecting or defecting, from PDP, from APC to PDP, from NNPP, and maybe um, other parties. I think it's NN, what party? This Kwankwaso party. The fact is that a lot of people are deflecting from another party to the PDP. And then you see people rejoicing so much that there is crowd, there is crowd. Another thing I want to point out is that these clouds, because I think one of their rise commentators, Omar Ryan, said that we are not doing enough. Even INEC is not doing enough in sensitizing Nigerians, in educating them, in voter education. And we have left everything to INEC alone. The media has a role to play. I, as an individual, have a role to play. Every other organization, the pressure groups and all that, they have a role to play in educating electorates, the Nigerian populace, about elections, especially as it has to do with the forthcoming elections. Now, the issues are what they have left out. They talk about who is the pain, they talk about who made who, and all that. These are not things that we Nigerians should be bothered about. We should be bothered about what becomes of us in the near tomorrow, considering our economy. How do we bet an economy that is working? How do we get leaders who are empathic? How do we get leaders who can be held accountable? People who know that they are resource managers for the Nigerian people, who are steerers, or people who are supposed to lift the country from its woes, other than all the issues that we are left to 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 battle with, either as a form of entertainment or as a form of I don't know what to call them any longer. Now, the crowds we see in political gatherings does not necessarily amount to followership. Like the ones we saw in the north, and somebody is saying 19,000 of APC members have defected to the PDP, showing you that we are going to win this election and all that. Let me tell you, there is hunger in the land, and a lot of people know that whenever politicians gather, they must come with them things to entice electorates. So everybody, and most of those hunger-stricken people, are just gathering to see what they can cough out. So they should not be carried away with those crowds, even among their cabinets and people that are following them up and down. We used to say the hat is a bag, everybody is carrying his own. Will not necessarily vote for them. The people, even in their clouds, will not necessarily vote for them. With the way the country is, everybody is seeing and can feel the heat. So Nigerians now know better, and the awakening among the youths is something tremendous. At least we have a generation of Nigerians who are not moved by the regions they come from, who are not moved by the parties these people come from, who are not moved by all the sentiments that our politicians sell to us, who now know that they have a role to play in determining their fate. People who now know that their parents have been deceived into fighting for things they should not be fighting for. But in their own generation, especially with mixes from marriages and other factors that make Nigerians mix, I can be a half this region and half the other region. And now I know that my real enemy is not the person I think it is, rather than the negative issues that has given Nigeria a very negative reputation all over the world. Now, concerning the two political parties we have in the country, I don't want to say they are different. For me, I feel they are the same people that have changed their nomenclature as a strategy to getting to where they want to be, or winning elections, because there's no clear ideology in the parties, except that the Labour Party now is trying to create an ideology or something, a mantra or an ideology that we can say they are following or they are pursuing. Otherwise, the two major parties that we have, we see them as mechanism of getting into power. And talking about mechanisms, we saw how it was in 2015. Nigerians had this kind of choking feelings that they wanted to come out immediately. And in their subtlety, they organized and formed the so-called structure and formed the structure that Nigerians believed was going to be their salvation or their savior. And you see how it was then that the new party was bettered, and with passion, the then government was removed. And these same people that feel like they have all it takes to revamp Nigeria came into power. And then in 2019, they also told us that they had things that they have not finished. They want to finish it. We gave them yet another chance. And now the 4 years is almost gone, and they are telling us excuses how it is that is PDP, their cronies, that kept us where we are when they knew the problem before they accepted the challenge. They knew where we were, what we were yearning for, and they marketed themselves as people who are able to solve those problems. And then we give them the opportunity, they come into power and give us excuses and tell us why it is not them that should be held responsible. Now, during the APC's unveiling of their campaign DG, their national chairman made certain comments that struck my heart. And when he made those comments, I'm like, they are at it again. These people have started again. What are those comments? I had to write down some things, and I'm going to read for you the things I wrote down. They are purely my thoughts, and if you feel otherwise, let me know in the comment section. What did I pen down? I said that the APC is telling its aggrieved members to hold on, to be patient. They are members in their sharing formula to be patient. Their national chairman said they should hold on and wait to see how things unfold. They want to compensate them with positions like they did in 2015 and 2019 after they wasted the time of Nigerians, as though they had a plan. For the long-awaited change, we only realized that we are only rabble-razzling on who takes what. You remember what do we call it? The crew then. Rotimi Amechi was part of the crew. Fashola was part of the crew. Lion Mohammed was part of the crew. Buhari was part of that APC crew. Their then national leader, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, was the chief master of the crew. Oshomole was part of the crew. Major politicians that we felt had things they can offer to us. Who else? You can keep putting the list, and you know the efforts they put on to do their campaigns then, and the much awaited hope that Nigerians had that time. Immediately after their election, they wasted a whooping 6 months, and we felt that they are strategizing and that they are putting all the issues on the table and as to bring a very formidable solution. And we were waiting. We didn't know that they were lobbying for positions and razzling about who takes what in the sharing of the so-called national cake. A wasted 6 months saw Nigerians disappointed, but they very hopefully and resiliently waited until they also deceived us into their next level of change. In 2019, where they finally broke our backs with this Nigeria belongs to us. And in the present times, Shettima referred to our concerns as the sentiments of Nigerians. The sentiments of Nigerians. The concerns of the ordinary Nigerian that can no longer use $1 to get anything. According to the United Nations study, the average Nigerian woman and girl lives on less than $1 per day. That report was few years ago. And now the dollar cannot even do anything anymore for the Nigerian person. So all these concerns and the collapse of the economy and the security situation where you can no longer freely travel to any part of this country without having your heart in your hands is the sentiment of Nigerians. And then it should not be minded. We will plead with security agencies and INEC to allow a free and fair elections come 2023, as they have promised. Security agencies should make sure that there is no wasting of any Nigerian life just for trying to decide who governs him. INEC should not dash the hope of Nigerians who have been constantly reminded that they cannot remove democratically elected government only through the ballots. When they carry placards and move to the roads, they are tear gassed and killed. They are traumatized and told that they are causing anarchy and trying to overthrow a democratically elected government. INEC should give Nigerians the opportunity to prove that they have been the ones electing their leaders. INEC should let Nigerians give them a hand this time around. I plead with INEC and security agencies to ensure that Nigerians exercise their franchise and that they decide who governs them. We will deliver our choice candidates, an empathic, selfless, pragmatic, and accountable leader, though not saintly, but have a political will to create the enabling environments Nigerians need to thrive. Obviously, we have rejected both the APC and the PDP in their entirety. Of course, who are we not to reject the APC? If their present presidential train have refused to associate with the legacies of their own administration, as they campaign for the Senator Tinubu and ex-Governor Shetima's candidature as a different one, or different personalities from Buhari. A very wise but cunning man, Oshomole, made this assertion in one of his interviews with the Arise interviews. Oshomole is one man we respected so much in the days. But his wisdom is a very wise man, but his wisdom has been turned into subtlety and cunningness that he finds a way to wriggle out, because it's very difficult to market APC. And he's trying to tell us that these are different people. If they are ashamed to campaign based on their administration, if they have rejected themselves, why will we not reject them? The PDP remains a party who also has in its candidature a candidate who in his many years of popularity in Nigerian politics has not been convincing enough, except for career purposes like his counterpart in APC. We will change the change with a positive change and challenge the status quo decisively and be responsible for our own fates, as we refuse to align with any persons who in their many years of career politics haven't brought any significant improvement in the life of a common Nigerian across regions. With all honesty and simplicity of purpose, we want to try new options from new parties to see how we can utilize what is left of us, a leadership inflicted misery and miserable lives, to use what is left of us to bring the desired changes that we are looking for our tomorrow, our today, even for our career politicians, our children. A country of great potentials, a country the continent is hinging on. It's time for other parties to unite and show the APC and the PDP a different way, a very contemporary way of leadership. There are many other political happenings and we cannot exhaust it in this edition. We will come again to talk about the issues bewildering our political system in Nigeria. For now, it's bye-bye from me. I hope you subscribe to my channel, please. As I come your way next time, like our videos, share our content, so that we all together will be part of the voter education in Nigeria. Thank you.